Welcome to this particularly special episode regards to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, as it stands now, the key suspect has been arrested. That's 22-year-old Tylar Robinson. But I did some research and I told you I'm bringing you this particularly special episode with regards to the similarities and differences in the crimes alleged to have been committed by Tylar Robinson and Luigi Mangione. You remember Luigi, right? Yeah, in case you don't remember, he's accused of unaliving the CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson. And now Tylar Robinson is also accused of unaliving Charlie Kirk. This episode is a very unique one. I've done a lot of research and I'm bringing you the undertones between these two crimes alleged to have been committed by these two young men, and you will see there are a lot of similarities and also some unique differences between these two crimes, but it begins to show a possible trend which you may be better placed to let me know in the comment section when you are done watching. So, I'm first of all going to start with the similarities. Let's get into it. But if you haven't subscribed, just hit the subscribe button and follow the discourse with me by letting me know your views and opinions in the comment section. Now, the first similarity is that Luigi Mangione and Tylar Robinson are both accused of high-profile shootings. Yeah, I think that is a straightforward thing. Luigi Mangione used a handgun allegedly, whilst Tylar Robinson used a rifle from about 200 yards assisted by a scope. That is the allegation out there. So that's the first similarity. Now the second similarity, which is very key, is the fact that both Luigi Mangione and Tylar Robinson are young men in their 20s accused of unaliving public figures. Luigi Mangione is 26 years old and he is accused of unaliving the United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, whilst Tylar Robinson is 22 years of age and he is accused of unaliving conservative activist Charlie Kirk. In both cases, authorities actually believe that these alleged killers acted alone. Now, let's get into this with regards to the age bracket. Mangione is 26 years old. Tylar Robinson is 22 years old. Arguably, some would say they are both Gen Zs. And that is where the discourse seems to be creeping from among some people on social media who are trying to bring out an opinion or a view that it looks like they are both Gen Zs and they are showing a tendency where they seem not to be ready to tolerate certain things and just escalate from a point where it's not supposed to get to violence straight and directly to a point where violence comes in to solve the issue in their minds. Such that for Luigi Mangione, although he's still a suspect and undergoing trial, per the allegation, you see that he sort of just settled whatever he was feeling with the weapon and moved on. You don't really get to see anything that even indicated that he tried following any due process. Now the question is, why would it get to that point with a 26 years old? And similarly with Tylar Robinson, his own family admits that he recently got very volatile politically. And fast forward, this is what he does, as alleged. Taking out Charlie Kirk. So you see this trend or tendency from 0 to 1,000 just that quickly where it seems like violence comes in with the least of misunderstanding and disagreement. At least within these two cases, you see that tendency brewing. And the targets of both of these suspected killers are all high-profile people who stand for something. Brian Thompson of United Healthcare stood for something in the healthcare insurance industry. And Charlie Kirk obviously also stood for something on the political terrain and also with regards to his views. Views which Tylar Robinson is alleged to have expressly proclaimed that he disliked because Charlie Kirk was allegedly spreading hate. So you begin to see the tendency that these two Gen Zs, they don't really seem to have time for discussions and due process. They just felt that they could settle the argument or settle the issue that they had by using violence and weapons. So that is the other similarity. And in both cases, authorities believe that these alleged killers acted alone. And that's the thing. Possibly they really acted alone. And it tells you they don't really do much consulting. They just get up and do what they think they have to do. And most of the time you realize that the actions are so extreme and lacked objectivity, lacked matured processing of what would be the outcome, as against what is the cost of what you are paying to prove your point. Now, at this point, let me know what your views are in the comment section as I proceed to the other ones. Both attacks, another similarity is that both attacks were considered targeted and premeditated, with evidence suggesting that both suspects had planned their actions in advance. Exactly. You look at Luigi Mangione and you would see that his modus operandi, or let me say his alleged modus operandi, seems very, very calculated, thought out, and planned out. He's alleged to have stalked his victim, Brian Thompson, for days before the attack, while Tylar Robinson allegedly discussed retrieving a rifle on a messaging app and had made negative comments about Kirk Charlie to family members before the alleged shooting. Now, these accused are also believed to have had ideological motives for their crimes. In Mangione's case, there was a handwritten manifesto and notebook found in his possession expressed frustration with the American healthcare industry. And in the case of Tylar Robinson, his own family stated that he had become more political in the time leading up to the shooting and had expressed dislike for Kirk's views. So you see that both of them had ideological tendencies and they took their time to plan out after they had scouted their victim and marked him as a target to take action on. For Tylar Robinson, with regards to Charlie Kirk, his own family testifies to it. For Luigi Mangione, regards to Brian Robinson of United Healthcare, his manifesto speaks volumes, buttressing this observation. But it doesn't end there. The last similarity is key. That has to do with the fact that they both had engravings on their bullet casings. Now the question is, why? That's the point. Why would they engrave messages on the bullet casings of the bullets they are using to commit the murder? I think it's because they are sending a clear message. Luigi Mangione took the three keywords that sent a shocking statement that would rattle through the insurance industry in healthcare and engraved it on the bullet casings of his weapon. Flip the script to Tylar Robinson. He did a similar thing. Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao Ciao, and other symbolic messages had been engraved on yet to be used bullets and their casings. These are the similarities, but this in no way is trying to say that they know each other and maybe they worked together. That's not what I'm trying to say, but you begin to see the similar tendencies that underlie these actions by these two Gen Zs with regards to they having an ideology, they picking out someone as the target to eliminate, to send a message to that ideology or stop whatever they think they don't like, and how they go about executing whatever plot that they came up with. Now, let's get to the differences. First of all, a key difference lies in the method of these crimes these two guys are alleged to have committed. With Luigi Mangione, he's accused of approaching Brian Thompson from behind and fatally discharging him with a ghost gun and a silencer, which is described as a brazen targeted attack in a public area in Midtown Manhattan. So you see this guy, he literally walked up to his victim, his target, close up, broad daylight, busy part of town in Manhattan, in front of a hotel actually, and just did what he did to his victim. And that tells you that this guy was ready to suffer the consequences if he got caught. He didn't really think so much about the fact that it's a public area and he could be easily identified. He actually didn't even think of the safety of the people, so to speak, given that there were people around. Now, in contrast, with regards to Tylar Robinson, he is accused of shooting Kirk from a distance of about 200 yards at a public event at the Utah University campus. Additionally, the type of firearm that Tylar Robinson allegedly used was different. Mangione is alleged to have used a ghost gun that matched shell casings at the scene, whilst the ammunition used by Tylar Robinson actually is not that of a ghost gun, but possibly of a rifle, and it had engravings on it, just like that of Mangione. Now, the aftermath of the arrests also presented differences, and here they are. First of all, following the arrest of Luigi Mangione for the alleged crime that he was alleged to have committed, a nationwide manhunt ensued. And he would actually get arrested at the Pennsylvania McDonald's. So there was a manhunt nationwide to get him. But if you look at that of Tylar Robinson, his arrest actually came after his own online activity and family member had actually exposed him. It's alleged his dad actually, he confessed to his dad that his dad actually convinced him with a family member and he surrendered himself. And it didn't take more than a day, if the facts out there are right. But with the case of Luigi Mangione, it took quite some time. And again, another difference is that their alleged criminal histories differ. Robinson had no known criminal history before his arrest, but Luigi Mangione actually had prior charges before his arrest for this crime. And the final difference is actually also with regards to the public reaction, arguably. For Luigi Mangione, his crime was a bit unique, and it sent sentiments across the healthcare industry, particularly in the United States, where it was reported that a section of the populace actually felt this guy was a hero to them, to the point of coming out to talk about what United Healthcare were doing and other healthcare insurance companies were doing, which were actually disadvantaging the average person who subscribed to their healthcare packages and actually causing some people to lose loved ones. Some people felt that Luigi Mangione was like a Robin Hood coming in to set the record straight and reset the system after several dialogues have failed, so he was like the means of last resort and all. I don't subscribe to the violence, but some people felt that Luigi Mangione was a form of hero, and what he did was all he was left to do because the system had failed them. But in sharp contrast, Tyler Robinson's actions were largely met with people being very unhappy with him because of who the target was. Although arguably there are some few people reportedly celebrating it due to certain views Charlie Kirk is alleged to have held on gun violence, which I don't agree with them on. But that's how the world is. Apparently some few sections of the public are actually not that perturbed, and I'm told that if you go on Reddit, some people are actually putting out certain unsympathetic comments with regards to what has happened to Charlie Kirk, and I think it's very unfortunate people can actually be that way about someone losing his life in such a tragic circumstance. So that is the final difference. But what do you think? The similarities particularly, what do you think about it? Because it looks like these guys, they are not playing around. For a decade ago, you would have had crimes like this possibly being committed by older people, if I should put it that way. Possibly people in their early 30s, mid 30s to their early 40s. But now you have younger people taking up arms and taking actions like this. Let's not even forget about the assassination attempt that was made on Donald Trump. The suspect was also a relatively younger person. And I don't know, but this is the trend I've observed. You can let me know in the comment section. What do you think is going on? Have you seen this trend as well? And listening to what I've shared, what do you think? If there are other examples you could add, just let me know. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe out there. And my heart and condolences goes to the family and loved ones of Charlie Kirk. May he rest in peace. I'll see you on the next one.